Imagine you're a TV executive in 2025. You spend millions on actors, scripts, and special effects. You built an elaborate marketing plan with campaigns for a drama, a comedy, and a reality show. And then you look at your year end rating chart and realize you're fighting for scraps. What if the most powerful content strategy in American media right now isn't streaming or prestige drama or viral TikToks, but simply pointing a camera at a field where people run into each other? What if the only thing that can consistently break the NFL stranglehold on attention is the new hit show, but an old tradition called the World Series? And what if the future of TV networks is actually two things: live sports and a surprisingly really resilient detective show named Tracker? Welcome to Business Insights Daily. I'm your host Shashank. The scoreboard. Today we're looking at the scorecard for American attention in 2025. According to Variety's annual NFL trackings, NFL games and studios show accounted for 55% of the country's top 100 primetime telecasts. Think about for a second. More than half of the list is just one league. At the very top, predictably, was the Super Bowl. Philadelphia's Super Bowl victory scored first with 126 million viewers. But it wasn't just football. Sports as a category accounted for 67 at the top 100 shows in 2025. This includes all seven games in the World Series, which cracked the list in a big way. So, if you're trying to reach a mass audience in the US, the data is sending a very clear live message. Live competition is the last true mass medium. Why sports keep winning? The dominance of the NFL, 55 out of 100 spots, tells us something fundamental about how we consume media today. In a fragmented world where you can watch anything, anytime on any device, the value of simultaneity goes up. You want to watch things when they happen so you can talk about them, text about them, and react to them in live time. Scripted TV can be time shifted. You can watch it next week, next month, next year. But a game expires the moment it ends. That urgency creates appointment viewing, which creates advertising value, which creates the massive broadcast rights deals that keep the whole ecosystem afloat. And when you see the whole World Series playing all seven games in the top 100, it's a reminder that baseball, often being criticized for its pace, can still command the nation's attention when the stakes are high. Well, there are exceptions that prove the rule. What about things that weren't sports? Because those might even be more interesting. The NBA and CBS hit show Tracker was a major outlier, tracking the top 100 list 19 times. Why Cracker? It's a classic procedural broadcast drama. It's not necessarily the buzziest show on Twitter, but it delivers something reliable to a mass audience that still tunes in week after week. Proves that the traditional network model, a popular lead, a clear premise, and weekly schedule, isn't dead. It's just incredibly hard to execute at this level. And then there's the 97th Oscars on ABC, which scored only the non sports spot in top 20. That's significant. Award shows have struggled for years, but Oscars remain in the top 20, suggesting that, like sports, it benefits from being live and eventized. It's one of the few nights where Hollywood still gathers the country around a single screen. What this means for the business of TV? If you're a network executive or an advertiser looking at this list, the takeaways are stark. Sports rights are the rent you pay to stay relevant. You lose the NFL, you lose the anchor of your schedule. Procedurals are the defensive line. Shows like Tracker are valuable because they retain the audience sports brings in and offer stability in care landscapes. And events matter more than ever. Oscar, the Super Bowl, the World Series. These are the tent poles that hold up the linear TV tent. And for streamers, it explains why Amazon, Netflix, and Apple are all aggressively moving into live sports or sports adjacent events. They know that eventually the library isn't enough. You need the game. So, looking back at 2025, the story of American TV is surprisingly simple. We watch football, we watch baseball, we watch Justin Hartley find missing people in Tracker, and we watch movie stars give speeches. Anything else? We probably watch it, but not all at once, not all together. And maybe that's the real ship. The monoculture isn't gone. It just moved to the stadium. Thank you for listening to Business Insights Daily. I'm your host Sashank, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.